Okay, right, the first thing I'm going to do is just start to cut out my elements. So I'm just going to come down to this bird layer. So I've just turned the other layers off, and I'm just going to select my eraser and make sure that it's on soft. So I get a Windows brush, make sure it's on the soft one, and I'm just going to erase out around the bird. Don't go on the bird, just go around it. That's good. So that's a basic mask. And now I'm going to press the polygon selection tool. I'm just going to close on around him like this. And then I'm going to select, I'm going to go to inverse, and then I'm just going to delete. And then press Control D to deselect. For my moon, I'm going to use the circle here, but I'm going to put a feather on it. Now, the difference between that, putting a feather and not having a feather, is if I do a cutout here, it's very sharp. However, if I press Control D to deselect, if I put a feather in here of say 50, and then I go around, I'm just going to move this by selecting inside and moving. Now I can press the inverse. Now I can deselect, and you'll see it will feather it slightly. This will just make it a bit easier because it will blend into the background better. My house, I'm gonna just do a solid cut out on the house. Just sort of select across here and here, and around some of these little bushes. I don't have to be too exact with it. Now I'm going to do an inverse and cut that out. Now I've got my bird here, so I'm going to use the feather effect again. In fact, I'm going to put this at 100 and do an oval type one. And then I'm going to press Control Shift I to inverse and press Control D to deselect. Now for my sky, there's a lot of this sky I don't need, but there's some that I probably will have. So I'm going to use my cloning tool. I'm just going to move this out of the way, and I'm just going to clone a section of this. So I'm going to make my brush a little bit bigger. I'm going to press the Alt key there, then I'm going to come over to here, and I'm just going to start to fill this in a bit. Let me come over here and just, okay, that's quite good. Right, I don't need any of this. Oh, go to my rectangular one. I'm going to do a feather of 50 here. Yeah. Now I'm going to modify this selection, because otherwise it will just bend around when it cuts it out. So I'm going to go selection, and I'm going to go transform selection. I'm just going to drag it a bit bigger so those end parts are out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to hit the backspace. I'm going to move it down a little bit. You can see it kind of blending. Press the Control D. That will just blend it into the background a bit better, as you can see. Okay, good. So now we've got all our parts isolated. We're back on our plate area, and now we're going to do a kind of mask that we did last time in the next lesson.